Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup series by Smashcast TV. We are at the second match between Happy Feet and MVP Revolution for the first best of 3 of the day. Like most people know, this is the winners qualifiers best of 3. Whoever wins gets onto the third round of the winners qualifiers. It will only be winners bracket, sorry, not winners qualifiers. And will only be one round away, essentially, from the grand finals. So this is pretty big for both MVP Revolution and Happy Feet. However, game number 1 goes to MVP Revolution already, and they are pretty confident coming into this game number 2 against Happy Feet. If they win the second one, Happy Feet will have to face elimination in the losers bracket, whereas the MVP Revolution will continue on their path to victory through the winners bracket. My name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today. Hope you enjoy the cast. Let's see what happens in the second match for today. Alright, so Trade Protector and Ursa have been picked up by Happy Feet for now, whereas the Crystal Maiden and Legion Commander have been picked up by the guys at MVP Revolution. Right, let's see. Legion Commander and Crystal Maiden. I mean, it's pretty good. It's a decent combo, actually, in the early game. Good laning presence, the Frostbite, the Arcane Aura. You actually help the Legion Commander heal herself up a lot because you can use the Burst the attack. Not the best combination against an Ursa in general, but the Frostbite and the Crystal Nova as a whole is pretty good against the Ursa because it does slow down his movement considerably. The Freezing Field can deal a lot of damage to him, even though his Enrage could be up. Because the Freezing Field's a constant slow anyway, so you can just kite him while his Enrage is up, which is not something Ursa wants to let happen. You, of course, also have the Press the attack to help someone against the Ursa's attack. Now, they go for the Troll Warlord, and we've already seen this combination before. It's lethal. Legion Commander plus Troll Warlord. You use the Battle Trance as soon as you use the duel. That's a guaranteed kill on Legion, especially if she has, I mean, say 20 damage, honestly. That's all she really needs to destroy someone. That Battle Trance is so powerful. And, of course, the Troll Warlord is doubly as effective this time because he works really well against the Ursa. Happy Feet will bring out themselves their own apocalyptic up combination. In this case, a Shadow Shaman, a Trim Protector is their combination. Not a bad idea to bring out these two supports. The two supports now with the highest base attack damage, if I'm not mistaken, should be these two. Bar Night Stalker and whatnot, but I think the Shadow Shaman actually beats Night Stalker with 73 attack damage. It's a bit ridiculous. He's gotten very buffed. And of course, Shadow Shaman with Ursa is pretty strong. A lack of range of Shadow Shaman can really screw him over, but with an Ursa, if you do catch someone with a Shackles or a Hex, they're dead easily. Now, MVP Revolution answered this with a Riki, which is quite good because the Riki is able to fire the Trim Protectors, a better ward than the Trim Protector in general. Offers less teamfight, sure, but offers more damage. And that Smokescreen can be both lethal to the Shadow Shaman and the Ursa because it slows down the Shadow Shaman enough so they can be caught and killed. And since he has low range, it's easy to happen. And the Silence also screws him over so he can't stun anyone with the Hex or with the Shackles, making him kind of useless with the Ursa. And of course, the Ursa can miss his attacks while the Smokescreen is up, and that's one of the worst things you can do. You still max Cloak and Dagger as you always would in the Riki, but of course, the second you would max, in this case, Smokescreen, just to get that miss rate up to 70%, making it so that Ursa can really not fight within it. Happy if you try to get some team fight, get the Sand King. They already have the Overgrowth and the Snakes. Now they also have the Epicenter, not a bad amount of damage. Meanwhile, MVP Revolution only have a Freezing Field, a Duel, and the Tricks of the Trade. So, Happy Feet kind of winning in the terms of the AoE. MVP Revolution would be great if they could pick up something for the mid lane that could really utilize that Genki power that MVP Revolution has. And Invoker comes to mind as a particularly good pick. A Puck would have also not been too bad. And Ember Spirit as well for MVP Revolution. Similarly, for Happy Feet, they're looking for some team fight. So, again, like I said, a Puck would have been really good. The Tinker gets banned out by Happy Feet. The Invoker still available for MVP Revolution. Really does seem like an Invoker game. Happy Feet, on the other hand, what are they going to pick up for Ben-Hur to help with the Ursa? The Ember's not a bad pick, but I don't particularly like him too much against the Riki, frankly. Neither do I like the Storm against Riki and Legion. Maybe a Razor if you want to go for a classic. I don't think this team would go for a Razor, though, if I'm being perfectly honest. There's Psionics in this team, usually, as opposed to Jayo. So, yeah. No, Psionics keep fat. Never mind. Wrong team. But, what could they pick up? OD as well is an option. Guess OD is always alright for Happy Feet. Ben-Hur plays a decent OD. He hasn't been bad yet. I suppose. It's not something I would love for them. They also have a possibility to pick up the Invoker themselves. Ben-Hur does play a decent Invoker. But they're going to go for a Templar Assassin. Now, MVP Revolution have the option to pick up the Invoker pretty easily. Invoker, OD come to mind for MVP Revolution quite easily. You could also pick up, say, a Viper, because you do have a lot of early game damage, but of course that's a bit too excessive. And the Venomancer is no longer played in that mid lane anymore. The Ember would be alright for MVP Revolution, but against Templar I would rather see an Invoker, for example, like I said. or a Quap. Even a Quap would be good for MVP Revolution. Actually, Quap, Invoker, probably my top picks, and OG, and Ember, the secondary picks per se. And then Viper doesn't, well, maybe they go off the rails and they just have to pick a Viper. What else is there for the mid lane, honestly? You could pick a Magnus, honestly, if you do want to go have a bit more team fight. But a bit weak against Templar Assassin. It seems like an excessive measure for no reason. Yeah, there's the Invoker. I was talking about him from the beginning, so I knew he was going to get picked. It's just a pretty good Invoker pick. The Frostbite, the Smoke Screen is also easy to get a Sunstrike within it. The Duel, of course, and the Troll Warlord's bashing someone to death. And of course, he doesn't do too badly against Templar Assassin because he beats her in terms of range. The Sideblades don't actually reach him in time in the beginning if he's playing properly. And you can also heal all the harassment with the Sideblades because of your Quaz Orbs. So you go for a Quaz Wax Exhort Invoker. By level 4, you should be 1-1-2. By level 5, you should be 2-1-2. So you have the level of alacrity, but also the Quaz healing. And by level 6, you should be 2-1-3 and go back to usual Exhort build. You have points in alacrity, points in exhort, enough to last it. Points in the Wex, so you can tornado, and Ghost Walk, and alacrity, so you can last it. And you have points in Quaz just to give you the healing, and of course that Cold Snap that can be a bit lethal if the Ricky decides to join that middle lane. Don't entirely know why we have Russian viewers today, because the Russian cast is on, but hey, welcome to my stream, guys. I keep translating. I think this guy just said, I think Mr. Gray 8 just said the whole, if they take away the lanes, MVP win 2-0. Okay. Yeah, probably. I mean, this is a quite easy game for MVP. I gotta give it to them after this draft. Frankly, it's very beneficial to them, if you consider it. Because the whole point of this is that the lineup for Happy Feet gets quite countered by what MVP is running. The Invoker can really just stop the Sanking Initiation with just a good Tornado. Jesse Vash doesn't do too well against the Ricky because Ricky can just naturally finding and smoke screen him. Both the TA and the Ursa deal badly against both the Invoker and the Troll Warlord. The Legion Commander can pretty much destroy anyone once he gets Blade Mail. It's looking bad for Happy Feet if they just base it on the draft. But of course, the execution matters a lot. It does matter a lot how the lanes go, because in the early game, it's when Blizzy's probably the worst as a Ricky, and the Twin Protector has his highest peak, and so does the Shadow Shaman, as opposed to the Crystal Maiden, who has a bit of ganking power, but not the same harassment power. So it really will depend on how much they get out of these lanes, especially the Ursa, and how much Jayo can farm out. If you can out-farm the Troll, then you should be fine. If you can't out-farm the Troll, you're going to be a bit of a rut in the early game. That said, my name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today. Let's see what the teams have for us today. We have MVP Revolution here, W Zyke on the Crystal Maiden in the support position, the Invoker played by Stormcat in the middle lane. As the carry of Pubber as the Troll Warlord in the carry position. Blizzy will be the Ricky as the second support. And then finally in the offlane, Apolloshka will be running her Legion Commander, or his Legion Commander. As for Happy Feet, we have Jesse Vash on the Templar Assassin. The TA played by Ben-Hur, Templar Assassin here for the... Wait, did I call him Templar Assassin? Jesse Vash is the Trim Protector. The Templar Assassin, sorry, as played by Ben-Hur here in the mid lane. The carry will be the Ursa, played by Jayo. In the first support position, it's Mr. Jules on the Shadow Shaman. And the offlaner will be Yaj as the Sanking. That was a weird initiation. I kind of confused them. I don't know why I said with Trim Protector there, but oh well. W Zyke, don't miss this last hit. Oh no, this is definitely going to be taken, isn't it? And Jesse Vash is even blocking this camp. What an ass. Oh, okay. He's actually lost the last hit, or didn't take the last hit, so it's good. Notice how Ricky is helping on this middle lane, because of course he needs to. If you help out at the early levels, you actually take a lot out of the enemy team. And, oh no, was that Sideblade's level 1? Sideblade's level 1 is insanely vulnerable to Ricky, and there's no sentry, so that was a weird choice. I mean, I'm a big fan of Sideblade level 1. I don't disagree, but it's just that when there's no sentry, I don't know why you would give a go Sideblade's level 1. It seems like a really not the right choice. And Invoker is dominating this lane, obviously because of the extra damage he gets from the Exhort. Early on, he's just really taking advantage of this. Able to deny decently, last it decently. Obviously, the TA is actually, crushed completely. Blizzy's still around this lane. He knows that there's a courier coming around. Blizzy might see it. The courier is going the long way. The courier is deciding where to go. It's finally deciding to go the normal way. Blizzy will see it the last second. It's like, oh, screw it. I can't go for the courier. And he will survive. The centers are all wasted in the bottom lane where they want to make sure that the train doesn't get found, and also because of the Ricky, of course. But now they finally put one in the mid lane. Ben-Hur doesn't... I mean, you can put a bit of harassment against Blizzy, but the second that the Invoker gets 1 point in claws, which he already does, goes for Cold Snap. Ben-Hur has to be careful. Cold Snap adds instances of damage to the damage that the Brick and the Invoker do, and it's really easy to actually just keep hitting Ben-Hur. There's the Cold Snap finally. Now with the Reflection off, it's going to hurt a lot, and they have a Sunstrike available if they wanted to use it, but of course Stormcat will not invoke it just yet. They still just want to harass Ben-Hur out of the lane. I mean, it's 4 last hits to 14 right now, so Stormcat is quite happy with this happening. That's only level 1 Shadow Shaman, no level. They could have gone in and shackled the Invoker, but I don't see what that could really accomplish, especially because the Ricky's around Smokescreen and boom. All he needs to do is Blink Strike Smokescreen or just walk him up in Smokescreen, and your whole Shackles plan goes to hell. And it's not like the Teleport has enough damage right now to really be relevant. I wonder where the Legion Commander is. She actually just went full on jungle. What's her late? Ursa and possibly Shadow Shaman. Yeah, if Shadow Shaman counters her with anything, she can't press the attack out of it, so the Ursa can just kill her off. That's a wise choice to just go and decide to stay in the jungle. It might actually help her considerably. That way you have one less lane to worry about. Yes, the Ursa won its lane, supposedly, but of course the Legion is still getting a decent amount of farm. And you can concentrate on the Ricky on the mid lane, and the bottom lane just leave the Crystal Maiden, and you should be fine. A Troll Warlord himself is not farming as well as the Ursa, though. Is a problem. Getting Invoker really farmed is really nice, but of course you kind of want the Troll Warlord to be above the Ursa at all times, because otherwise the Ursa is a bit more powerful than him, as he relies less on gold and net worth and whatnot. Because the Ursa is much more about abilities and experience. It only needs a Blink Dagger and some sort of Morbid Mask, or maybe, you know, some sort of BKB. Actually, just a Blink Dagger is usually enough to deal a ridiculous amount of damage. The Troll Warlord needs a bit more than that. Santin Yasha preferably, and some sort of Morbid Mask as well. Okay, I was thinking for a second you missed that. We missed one of them. Alright. In the bottom lane, they're going to go on W Zayak. Easy kill for Yash. Simple Burrow Strike plus death. And Pubber can only keep farming here. That's all he can do. Just keep farming. Just keep farming. Don't let your or if your support dies, don't worry about him. Don't let your feelings come through. You know, you're a carry. You're supposed to stay farmed and just stay strong. And that's what Troll Warlord is doing right now. And it's not too bad. He has, I mean, he's gonna get phase boots at decent timing, I suppose. The Ursa is beating it by only 300, so it's not that big a deal. Meanwhile, the Invoker's only beating the TA by 200 or 400 gold or net worth, which is not that big a deal either, honestly. The difference in last hits is not... I mean, it seems like a bigger difference than it is, honestly. Both Ben-Hur and the Troll Warlord can easily recover. Especially if they get some sort of ganking here, because Jesse Vash wants to help out Ben-Hur. I mean, the refraction charges are now much more considerable. The Invoker's not even bothering taking them out. The Invoker's not even bothering taking these refraction charges out because they're actually really strong. Going with the Forge Spirit, and the Forge Spirit harassing him to some degree, but you know, you just want to take the damage out of anything, and that's not possible. Stormcat being hit heavily by the TA. He's still slowed. The Cold Snap is helping him considerably. Great invocation of the Forge Spirit. That is your poor man's tornado if I've ever seen one. You can't use a tornado yourself? Fine, doesn't matter. You actually just go for the Forge Spirit Cold Snap. In the top lane, the Legion Commander makes the mistake of going and appearing in lane. Have you never heard Moon Meander speak about the whole off lane thing, man? Just don't go to lane if the lane is too bad. That was your mistake, and he dies there. And the top lane, I mean, 31 last hits, giving a bit of more net worth to the Ursa. Now the Ursa is really surpassing the Troll. He might have not gotten the first blood, but he got a much more valuable. Well, he got a pretty valuable kill. I guess the Invoker dying is a more valuable kill regardless. Oh, actually, no, that wasn't the first blood. The first blood was onto the Crystal Maiden. Yes, he must have not gotten first blood, but he definitely got a more valuable kill. That's what I was going to say. Cool. Oh no, Stormcat, don't miss those last hits. I know he was. I think he just thought the TA was going to outlasted him and deny it. That's okay. I guess at this point now you'd really rather the TA doesn't get them to die. Harmonica, yeah, you're trying to last it just to prevent the denies from the enemy team, just because you know that they're gonna get experience from it. That was sad. What does Dota come to? Alright. In the bottom lane, what is the Senkin doing? Is he following W Zayak, or is Jesse Vash just trying to find Legion Commander? Legion Commander's still here. He had to go for 2 levels of Moments of Courage as opposed to the maximum overwhelming odds, but only 2 levels, not that big a deal. Troll Warlord himself is actually not that worried about Yash. Look at it. Just harassing and being able to swap between ranged and melee gives him a lot of potential. The Whirling Axes are actually a lot of damage. And the W Zayak is still an easier target. It's... oh, there it is. The first hit by the Trim Protector, the Frostbite, now the Burrow Strike, catches W Zayak, and... yeah, never mind. He is an easy target, period. There's not more to his story. Right now, Happy Feet are winning by quite a lot of net worth, 1,400 to their name. Happy with this game. They are taking down a lot of kills as well. But the issue that mainly the Crystal Maiden is a bit worrisome, because of course the last hits are going in their favor, but not by too much. The Troll Warlord, like I said, should be able to recover, so it's not that big of a difference yet for either team. It's just a slight advantage for Happy Feet. However, Happy Feet do not have the late game against this team of MVP Revolution. It seems like both teams went for a mid game, but of course, MVP Revolution with a Troll Warlord and Invoker, once they get enough space to farm, are much more powerful than the Happy Feet. That relies much more on that Sanking, for example, to initiate. Relies on the Ursa to be powerful, which is only a mid game thing. It's not going to be that easy, so MVP Revolution really have to reconsider. Or sorry, Happy Feet really have to. What am I saying? Happy Feet really have to take this early game and just utilize it very well to try to get a lot of kills onto the enemy team, because otherwise it's not going to work for them too well. I mean, last game MVP Revolution also started losing, and then they eventually came back from nothing. So that was not a big deal to them. They had lost a couple kills, then they recovered completely. And right now it's 0-3 the score, but the score is not going. Like I said, not much difference in net worth, only 2,000 for now. I mean, it's a considerable difference, I suppose. If you're Happy Feet, you're quite happy with how this is going. You're going to get a Blink Dagger early, but like I said, they're playing a more of a waiting game, trying to get to the mid game pretty strong, as opposed to trying to win just the early game from the start. And that's an idea. It's not a bad one, honestly. I think it's a safer of the ideas as well. DSwordfish doesn't even go for that last hit because he knows he could die. I think it's a safer of the two ideas himself, because you can either try to get a lot of kills and maybe fail, or alternatively just wait up and... Oh, did he not get a duel? Yeah, there's a duel. Alternatively, just wait up and try to see what the enemy does and react accordingly, whereas you have already gone to your valuable items. So there's a duel. I don't think he's going to be able to kill him, even with the Troll Warlord help. Actually, the Invoker with the Sunstrike, Napoleoshka, able to not able to win the duel, but able to get that kill onto the TA. That's pretty important. And for now, he has Phase Boots. He walked right next to the Ursa. That was a terrible idea. Luckily, the Phase Boots are helping him out considerably. The Phase Boots on the Ursa are on cooldown, so are his. And for now, they're going to be let go. Let go. Easy kill, that's all they needed. Cold Snap now onto this poor Jules. In comes the Meteor. The Meteor is going to really take away those living armor stacks, and Blizzy will be able to finish that kill. Root from the Crystal Maiden will only ensure the Ursa's in rage, and that will be a dead Crystal Maiden. Meanwhile, Stormcat walks right by DSwordfish, right by a trap, and does not seem to care much about it. What Troll Warlord just wasted Battle Trance on? Or just used his Battle Trance on? Sorry, not waste. Didn't quite see. Maybe he was just helping Napoleoshka farm a bit. Or get that minus onto the Invoker. Okay, and Benher in this middle lane starts to push his tower down. Blizzy and Stormcat could help him. With a Tornado, it's easy pickings, but of course Benher is staying the required distance away. With the help from the Train Protector, catching him out is almost impossible. And even with a Tornado, right? And of course, MVP Revolution will have to disperse. The smoke gank not too effective, frankly. They're just all trying to get farm for their team, and a bit of stacking going on by the Crystal Maiden. That's nice. The Roshan already falls down to the Ursa, taking advantage of that Morbid Mask. He's actually a pretty good kill. He decided to go for the Ursa that goes for Roshan rather than the Eternal Envy Ursa that decides to go for Blink Dagger so early. The Morbid Mask does make sense, and it's much more effective when played this way. Like I said, cohesion between your strategy and of course your itemization, between your strategy and your draft, have to make sense. And in this case, taking the Roshan, a valuable target for both the Ursa and the Troll and the Invoker. So I mean, it's actually MVP Revolution's Roshan much easier, because Legion Commander, actually both teams love Roshan. One team you have the Temple Assassin, the Ursa, and to some degree the Shadow Shaman. On the other team you have Invoker, the Troll Warlord, and of course the Legion Commander. All of them are Roshan. So just a free-for-all in terms of the Roshan right now. With an Aegis also being utilized. Okay, Yaj comes in with a Burrow Strike, hits a couple creeps. Bubber wants to kill Yaj regardless, has the Fervor on, but in comes DSwordfish. The help from the Ursa. They almost destroyed Pubber. He actually dispels the blind from him, and Pubber is about to die. Jayo will be getting that last swipe to complete the kill. They still want to kill off Yaj, but of course it's a bit harder without Tricks of the Trade, and you can't really play aggressively with Ricky, because the Living Armor could just punish you any second. Actually, 16 seconds to Living Armor. Does he know this? Probably not. He's just kind of scouting out Yaj. Ooh, that Sunstrike. That Sunstrike. He could almost smell it with those claws. Actually, that makes no sense, but whatever. The Ricky is ready to attack him. Has a smoke screen as well. Blink Strike. I'm pretty sure Blizzy can kill him. I'm pretty sure Blizzy can deal 300 damage. Can he not? With one initial attack? There's no burst strike as well. Blizzy's just body blocking him ever so slightly. He knows there's someone here. He knows there's someone here. He's waiting for the sun strike, the possibility of a sun strike, but of course he makes it out alive. Ben-Hur though in the middle lane, he's been caught by a duel. Now the sun strike as well. Ben-Hur's about to die. They need with one more hit. The disarming blast, but Napaleoshka is gonna die as a result and not win that duel. Jayo gets 2 kills, maybe a third one as well. The tornado to bring him back up, and now we just go on to Ricky, Blizzy, who has to go for the rune instead. Jayo, or someone had a ward here. Yeah, there's a sentry. There's a sentry. So easy kill. That's it. They don't win a duel again. They do kill Ben-Hur, but as a result, lose a lot. MVP Revolution are actually kind of stuck in a rut right now because they keep going for kills, but as a result, the Ursa just keeps on jumping on them. That Blink Dagger plus Morbid Mask came really fast, and though Invoker got a decently timed Midas, you can't really deal with the Ursa right now. And in the middle lane, oh, Yash comes in, Burst Strike catches W Zayak, the Frostbite though. Jesse Vash comes in with a bit of a root, and Napaleoshka still has the duel. They could go on Jesse Vash, cut down this tree. Blizzy starts attacking him. The duel is finally out. The smoke screen as well, with a Sunstrike to finish him off. And now the epicenter, they want to fight this. Strix of the Trade comes out, and Ricky will survive, but Legion Commander will not share the same fate as the Invoker now gets stunned down. Stormcat has to use his Ghost Walk, this smoke screen. He messed up. He didn't mean to use the smoke, he meant to use the dust, but it was a bit too late. The Invoker was already far enough away. In the top lane, Pubber was man-fighting this TA, maybe not the best of ideas, and Blizzy destroyed by this team of Happy Feet because he decided to go quickly, or go on them, and, well, he survived. I mean, he was invisible, and he thought, oh, I'm God, invisibility does not equal invincibility, as a result, gets killed. Pubber also makes it out of this top lane alive, decides to go for the Yasha first, wanting to kill Ben-Hur even more. This Sorcerer is snowballing pretty well. Maybe Desolator build is in order just so you can actually use the Ursa damage to destroy towers. But to be entirely fair, I've never seen a Desolator win a game, so... Okay, Jayo catching out Crystal Maiden, easy kill. They tried to heal her up, but of course that was way too late. In fact, the play there was actually to just try to attack the Ursa. In fact, Blink Dagger is very important up Aleoshka, but so is the goddamn Blade Mail. Against this Ursa, you can make him kill himself if you catch him in the wrong times. And since you have more HP than the Ursa, well, you have roughly a bit more HP than the Ursa. Right now a bit less, but when you have the Blade Mail, you should have a bit more, slightly. Because your strength gain is a bit better than the Ursa's, right? 2.9 per level, how much is Ursa's? Oh, never mind. Ursa's god. I forgot that he has a remnant of strength from back in the day, when he used to be played almost like a strength hero, with a 2.1 agility per level instead. Oh wow, the TA is about to talk to these ancients. Oh, they know that she's here. No blink though. Ben-Hur does not see them. The duel's gonna come out easily. There it is. Duel, use, Sunstrike getting committed. No point in it. Napaleoshka will be getting this kill. But however, the help from the Sand King. Ooh, he can't burst strike right away because of a well-placed smoke screen. Now Legion Commander would like to blink away. It won't be able to. She'll just die to Yaj's and Jayo's attack. Whereas Happy Feet get a dual kill, and onto the TA, the Legion Commander sacrifices herself to an Ursa. Is that worth it? Certainly, 100%, yes. Because Legion Commander getting dual damage and, of course, getting a kill, I mean, very important. But, you know, dying to the Ursa is never good. Troll Warlord might actually do the same, and no, it's just not what you want to do right now. W Zayak is the only existing member of MVP Revolution that hasn't died to the Ursa yet, or in the past 2 minutes. And Ursa makes sure to fix that. Jaya, who is a godlike, 8,000 gold or 8,000 extra gold for him. They really need to start pushing now, but I mean, with this advantage, you actually can take it a bit easier. Desolator for the Ursa quickly, and then start just honestly pushing hard. Because this game will not go too much in your favor if you don't think that. Actually, Desolator will come on the Templar Assassin, so there's no point in Desolator on the Ursa. However, she should go for Desolator before Blink Dagger. It's just that you really should not be thinking about yourself. You should really be thinking about, okay, how are we going to win the game right now? MVP Revolution have a strong mid to late game. They do. They're not going to stand around and let us do whatever we want. And once the Legion Commander gets the Blade Mail, our Ursa might be in trouble. Because the duel will always come out on him and it'll always be a kill. So what do? What is the plan here for Happy Feet? Well, the plan is to start pushing and start taking objectives. Right now, they haven't been doing much of that because they'd rather just go for kills and then farm afterwards. And this farming time is great and generous for MVP Revolution, and it's not the best farming time for the Ursa. Yeah, exactly. This is what they should be doing: getting kills whenever they can, killing off the Ricky and taking away that ward. And once they kill off the Ricky, they just start going for objectives, taking advantage of the high damage that an Ursa does. He did go for the Midas, which I admit is pretty ballsy against a team with an Invoker and a Troll Warlord. But mind you, it's not a bad item, especially when you get it so early as Jo did, because he was pretty much just, you know, alone in this lane for quite a long time. Okay. Let's see. MVP Revolution. Wanting to go into this top tower, perhaps an easy tier 3 for the public to take. After all, he is a Troll Warlord, so they are taking more objectives than the enemy team is, or at least trying to, because of course they do have the battle trance, so they're quite smart about it. But for now, probably was hoping for that to be some sort of, yeah, exactly, some sort of incentive for the TP to come in, and then they can gank it. That's why the whole smoke gank. DSwordfish will reveal the smoke, hits him once, reveals himself. Yash as well, the Bird Strike to help Pubber out with a press the attack. Pubber wants to fight this. The Ursa, now the duel, the Sunstrike will come out. He hasn't been able to use Enrage. Can they kill him in time for the duel? The Enrage will come out last second. No! He's been silenced by Blizzy's smoke screen and wasn't able to do anything. Now the Bird Strike comes out on Troll Warlord. They use the dust, but great whirling axis. Turn this around. They already kill a TA. Going on to Yash, and Yash he can't really use Sandstorm because he's been revealed by the dust. He also can't Burst Strike in time. The damage for MVP is too strong, and they actually turn this around. They turn this around with just a really clever smoke gank coming from behind. Apollyoshka really helping out with a great duel, and with this they're able to build up their defense a bit more, build a blade mill like they were hoping for. And Stormcat hasn't even participated. He is looking for his Aghanims. He actually found it minute 18. That's a really fast Aghanims actually for an Invoker, or not fast, but faster than last game honestly, and it's going pretty well in that regard for them. The gold per minute is actually quite higher than last game because the Ursa limited himself to farm, and that's what I was talking about. Lack of objective taking for the Ursa has made it so that he's really not that powerful unless there's no way of really asserting your dominance in the game until you take objectives and you take them quickly, so that you can both get the... Oh wait, Napaloshka's looking for a duel. Easy duel onto Ben-Hur. They actually don't see him. Yaja was joining in, so it's a good thing they didn't duel. Napaloshka might just die here. Doesn't have press the attack. Yaja is not needed here. The TA will just finish him off. That's unfortunate, but whatever. Like I said, Happy Feet really wanted to push it. Now, with the Invoker getting his axe, it's much harder to deal with them, and the ganks are not going to be as easy. The Godlike streak also got lost by the Ursa, and of course, that was a lot of gold going the enemy team. I don't recall who got the kill on the Ursa. Was it the Invoker? I'm not entirely certain. But regardless, whoever got the kill on the Ursa, pretty good. Pretty good amount of gold that he got. I think it was a Troll Warlord, maybe. Oh, Jules uses the dust. Really clever dust, actually. But Tricks of the Trade is still available anyway. And they want to go on to him. Oh, in goes poor Ben-Hur. They want to kill off the Crystal Maiden. Will it be time? Frizzing Field already used. And she's actually going to survive for a while. Jesse Vax trying to finish her off. But the Tricks of the Trade will also kill him. Stormcat stuck in those snakes. Jules gets a fantastic kill onto him. But as a result, it's a support for a mid and a support for a mid and a support. However, the Invoker is a little bit more farmed, so it's a bit of an advantage to Happy Feet. There's the Burst Strike as well, catching out the Ricky. So, a considerable advantage now to Happy Feet in that... engagement, but of course the low net worth for MVP Revolution kind of balances this out. Essentially, those kills that the supports mean nothing, and that kill onto the... But then again, that kill on the Trim Protector means nothing. That was overall not that important of a fight. Oh, Pubber. If he dies here, this would be important. The Burst Strike coming in, no. In fact, he used the Epicenter way too early. Now the duel coming out on the Ursa. Why would they ever do this? He's been taunted. He's also lost all his armor. He starts hitting the Legion Commander, but there's not enough blade mails to stop this Ursa. He's gonna get that kill, sacrifices himself as a result. Honestly, best thing you could have done there, considering the circumstances. They get a bit of a gold boost there. Oh no, it's actually MVP Revolution to get a gold boost. The Crystal Maiden though, not really important as she gets that gold. So in the end, I think it's a pretty even trade. Ursa not losing any gold, and the Crystal Maiden getting a bunch of gold. You don't really care. The Blade Mail is needed for this Legion Commander, and she hasn't been able to get it just yet. But she's working on it slowly, and eventually she will be able to have it. The Invisibility Rune, Blizzy marks it out. Stormcat says, screw it, let's go for the Roshan first. Because we have a Troll and we have a Lacry, so this is an easy Roshan. It should be an easy Roshan. Look at how fast he hits and how hard he hits. Jesus goddamn Christ. That is actually ridiculous. And with the Tornado, you can actually look at how much of a team fight disengaging power he has. Takes away all the mana, now the smoke screen as well. Yash goes in, but Yash is just going to die to the Tricks of the Trade. Very well played here by MVP Revolution. Now Jules jumps in, wants to get this Roshan as well, but they're not going to let that happen. Actually, they will, but they snatch the Aegis regardless. And this time, MVP Revolution will be taking down 2 kills. Now the third one. They get a double kill. Ben-Hur lasts no time in that freezing field against the damage of the Troll Warlord with a battle trance available. And though MVP Revolution don't get the gold for the Roshan, they do get the Aegis. The Troll Warlord keeps it in his stash. And that's what you look for nowadays. 150 gold for your whole team is still pretty nice, honestly. It's pretty much like an old shrine. But of course, if you can't do it, what will you do? That actually is the only thing that recovers Happy Feet's net worth there, because that team fight really turned it around. MVP Revolution getting a complete you know, almost a team wipe essentially, because the Ursa died earlier, and then just punishing Happy Feet for trying to steal a Roshan multiple times. In fact, they got really greedy with that Roshan steal. It was a bit too greedy, honestly, considering that the guys from MVP Revolution had a pretty good control of the pit with the wielding axes and, of course, the Ricky's Tricks of the Trade. Don't know why they all jumped in there so quickly. Tricks of the Trade has been dealing a ridiculous amount of damage this game. Oh no, Pubber still has a definitely. Oh, the definitely blast. The epicenter has been used. Pubber's gonna try to disarm someone, but of course, it's a bit too late. However, Jayo, as we call the duel, no more enraged. The meteor comes out, and Jayo's gonna start hitting the Legion Commander. She has no blade mill. They still get the kill though. The tornado stops the sandstorm from happening, and the silent Sand King will just commit to his death as MVP Revolution take 2 more kills. And now they're winning by 1,000 net worth. This game has gone from Happy Feet flavored to MVP Revolution. Kyrgyzstan is back, my friends, and with Pubber's attack speed, with the alacrity, and of course his fervor stacks, this tower will fall in no time, unless of course they glyph it, in which case Pubber will have a harder time, but will still take it regardless in a reasonable amount of seconds. I was kidding. That was a good duel by Napaloshka. Sadly, he's not getting too much duel damage in these duels, but of course, stopping the Ursa is all they need. And once he gets a blade mill, and he does have it now, the Ursa will be dead. Those overgrowths have been coming out for the Twin Protector in the right time. Yaj has also been playing a really good Sand King, but they really can't stop the damage from the Invoker. That Invoker pick was fantastic. It's worked so well for them in the early game. Stormcat loves playing the Invoker. The Tornadoes are great disengage tactics, so you stop away all the extra team fight the enemy team has. And we were talking about this earlier, how the enemy team, in this case Happy Feet, has a lot of team fight with obviously the Epicenter, the Overgrowth, the damage to the TA, which actually, you know, is able to go around the whole team fight, right, because of the side blades. The Ursa, sorry, the Shadow Shaman in general with the Master Promoter is 2 stuns. They have a good amount of team fight, but the issue is that, of course, the Invoker has a good amount of disengage. That Tornado is a really hard thing to stop because it's a fast skill. It provides a stun and actually stops a bunch of channels with a ridiculous range. They're gonna catch out the Ricky though. Oh, the Legion doesn't want to fight this. Actually, the duel is not gonna come out. Napaloshka. They actually stun him out. The Tornado though, the Hell from Stormcat. They might even be able to get a kill here. They use the Ice Wall perfectly onto the poor Ben-Hur. Now Tornado, he's been stunned out forever, and Ben-Hur will die. Jesse Vash still not being seen. They know they don't have anything here. The duel coming down to Jesse Vash. Now the Sunstrike, and they'll burn those tree roots to the ground with a duel. Be able to kill him off with a Sunstrike. That is a good job by Napaloshka, able to take a 48 damage bonus now, and also getting a couple kills there, including the one on Ben-Hur. What MVP Revolution did pretty well is that, of course, they made the Ursa seem really strong, and Jayo likes playing that way, and they know how Jayo plays. Jayo is a pretty well-known player. He's been playing for a long time, and we've seen him in both SCA teams and American teams, and he has this style of pretty aggressive, but with a nice amount of farming with it. No, Jayo actually losing a lot of mana there, and the cold snap as well. There's a Sunstrike, will hit Jayo right in the face, and Jayo has to, they're trying to force the enrage out, but of course they won't be able to. They go on to Jules instead. They have a duel available in 6 seconds. They might just wait for it. No, they're just gonna kill him. Right, easy kill on Jayo. That's a gem for this team. Well, that's a courier token. No, that's a gem for this team. Jayo will jump in any second. Right, but Jayo likes farming. They took advantage of that, and, well, now they're being super aggressive. Napaloshka still trying to get the duel. Play mill wasted, though. That means 20 more seconds without, or 20 seconds without the Legion Commander's duel. Because, of course, you want to use the blade mill with it, unless you see a perfect opportunity. So you have to be careful as the Ursa, but not as careful for a couple seconds. Nah, 3 seconds. 3 seconds and the blade mill's back up, so it's perfectly fine. Napaloshka will be able to destroy Jayo. Pubber's already destroyed this tier 2 tower in the mid lane, utilizing his alacrity, or the alacrity, pretty well for this. 6,000 net worth difference now. In only a couple minutes, we saw a swing of almost 15,000 for MVP Revolution. I mean, these guys have really recovered. That Soul Quest as well on the Crystal Maiden, fantastic to add damage to the Ursa during the duel, by the way. I mean, I think that's part of their strategy. And Lincoln's almost completing a Troll Warlord, which I can only imagine is to stop all the great spells that the enemy team has. No Leech Seed, no Hex, no Shackles, and of course no Burrow Strike. All those spells stopped in addition to that, no Yule Scepter, so no setup stuns either. Lincoln's is a really good alternative to the BKB this game. Though of course the BKB would be alright, the TA or the Ursa still melt you, and you can't just go ham in the team fight. You still have to kite in some degree, so the BKB is not as effective, especially if the Ursa activates his own, because then you're going to want to fight in 1v1, and the Ursa is going to usually beat you unless you get a Lucky Bash or a couple Lucky Bashes. That said, the Lincoln's allows you to, be able to split push, gives you more versatility in terms of your your build, because you can split push and attack from afar more. You can go for a Silver Edge, for example, troll build, and since the linkage is always active, then it's easier to actually use it to prevent spells. More importantly, the stats that the linkage gives you is much more useful to the troll. 15 in everything, the 6 HP regen, of course the mana regen to some degree, so you can use the battle trance more often. The mana regen actually not important, but the stats, the 15 stats, is much better than what a BKB gives you, because you do want the agility up. Okay, they saw Ben-Hur, easy duel. Ben-Hur goes down. The smoke screen stopped Jayo from attacking, but he used this BKB trying to go on Napolyoshka. Now the root. Napolyoshka is the target of aggression. Is he gonna go down? He's trying to run away. The freezing field knight caught him, and Pubber will perma stun this poor Ursa so that he can't go anywhere. MVP Revolution take a team fight that didn't seem to go so well for them because the Ursa initiated upon them to a team fight that was a complete victory by the great position of Freezing Field and of course Pubber's attacking. That's all they need. The Fusil Blade is going to be his next item. I think that's a great item for him so he can push towers a bit further with his insane amount of agility he has. Not using the Battle Trance but still using the Alacrity to push these towers down, and of course the help from the Force Spirits. They find the Sanking. They actually easily destroy him with a Smoke Screen, and boom, Smoke Screen plus Sunstrike. That's a roasted Sanking for dinner. As Happy Feet are waiting for these towers to fall down, they really can't use the buyback on the Ursa because he has no buyback. So MVP Revolution take this advantage and decide to go into more towers. With the Alacrity, honestly, Pubber does not care much about what the enemy team does because he just keeps on going on to the Rex. And the melee racks will fall in seconds. That living armor does nothing. They even go for the range racks, because why not? Honestly, we didn't do this in the middle lane, but we thought, fuck it, for the top lane, it's a good idea. And without this, or after this is done, a Roshan is the name of the game, and then they go for the last set of racks. Unless, no, yeah, I think that's the idea. Well, obviously go for shrines. Take the shrines easily. After all, the troll still hits pretty hard. And get a bit of extra gold for your team. Then go for Roshan and then finish the game. Because this game has gone from Happy Feet to MVP Revolution in only a couple minutes. And what a swing, honestly. We talked about it. We said it when I was casting. Well, I said it. I guess I don't know why I said we. I said it. The Ursa needs to be able to push to some degree. The Ursa needs to be able to push to some degree. You know, they need to take advantage of this. But of course, they weren't able to do this. They weren't able to really. I mean, they got the Desolator on the TA a bit too late. They went for Blink Dagger first. That was mistake number one. Maybe not getting the Desolator on Ursa as opposed to the TA, who was being out farmed. So, what MVP Revolution did that was really smart is they actually concentrated their efforts on the TA in the beginning because they knew the TA could snowball better than the Ursa in terms of objective taking because she does go for Desolator. They forced her farm really low. They forced her farm to be really low, meaning that of course the Desolator came really late. But the issue here with Happy Feet was that they opted for a Blink Dagger before the Desolator, meaning Desolator came even later than the enemy team expected, so they actually managed to crush it completely. So the tower pushing never came, and so even though they take the tier 2s, the guys from Happy Feet were unable to take many team fights afterwards because you're playing against a Midas Invoker and a Troll who's usually going to outfarm your Ursa, and they all Troll also waiting for really smart items like the linkage with the Manta style to prevent some of the damage and more importantly some of the slows and dispelling those that the enemy team had, and of course that root from the Trim Protector. So, because of this, the guys at MVP Revolution have gotten the upper hand now in the game, and a couple good team fights, of course, played very well by Stormcat, and Happy Feet are relying on Smoke Ganks, that's what their lineup is for, but really, you're up with a Glass Cannon in this case, 2 Glass Cannons really, because Ursa's kind of a Glass Cannon too, without any Aghanim's, meaning that you're really subject to how powerful your Enrage is to survive, and it honestly doesn't look good for the guys that are Happy Feet. They can still come back if they get a really good team fight, especially with a Smoke Gank, but this is not a 4,000 or 6,000 difference, which is considerable but not that big a deal. This is a 19,000 difference already. It's ridiculously strong. Okay, Ursa goes in the... Okay, why did the Ursa go up there just to kill the Ricky? They knew he was there, but Yayo is now stuck up there. He has a TP, gonna use the duel. Sunstrike as well, gonna hit him. That's a weird duel for Napolyoshka. He's very happy with this. Freezing Field now cut off by W Zayak. He's gonna be destroyed by Ben-Hur. Actually, they're stunned by the Shackles from the Shadow Shaman, really effective. EMP though coming out. They want to avenge their dead teammate. The EMP will destroy the Shadow Shaman. However, the TA is still hitting, and the Troll Warlord has to run away from this. Napolyoshka's not helping him enough. The TA finally dies with Stormcat's damage. Pubber is able to just leave with his Whirling Axes on. Yash starts to heal with the Shrine. Pretty smart. They don't have their Troll Warlord yet, or not full health, and Jayo is back, so you really don't want to fight this unless the Troll Warlord is still looking for a kill. Oh no, this Sanking. They actually catch both him and the Ursa with a Tornado. Really smart. They still have a Deafening Blast available, or should for the next team fight. Good Ice Wall, by the way, to stop the Ursa from initiating. Because why? Because even though the Ursa can use the Blink Dagger, like you said, you can actually get dueled and then you can't run away. Because you've already used the Blink Dagger offensively. So that was pretty good play. I mean, MP Revolution don't lose much there. They take the TA and the Shadow Shaman. In exchange, they lose the Crystal Maiden and Ricky Maru. Not that big a deal. Legion Commander didn't die there. The Ricky Maru, of course, died against the Ursa, but you gave a dual kill to the Legion Commander as a result, and a dual kill on the Ursa, of all things. The Ursa had to use a buyback in that team fight. It was not good for the guys at Happy Feet. In fact, losing people like that is the last thing they want. Now the Roshan is marked by MP Revolution. I completely agree. This is what they should be going for anyway. Assault Grass on Pubber. These items are so weird on Pubber, but they're working out. No Scotty, you know, no... The Vlad is normal, but Lunkins, Manta Style... Assault Caress. Oh, we'll take this this Roshan release, and the Assault Caress also helps a lot against Roshan, and of course against towers because the minus armor benefits you slightly. With the Alacrity, he's gonna be able to take towers ridiculously quickly, and nothing the enemy team, in this case Happy Feet, has in their repertoire can stop him, because the Living Armor is one of the worst items, or one of the worst abilities to stop the Troll Warlord, because he's not sustained push. He's more of a constant, or not constant, not even like a burst push, if that's even possible. And just I'll take one tower and then leave. I'll take one tower then leave. I'll take one tower then leave because he's so goddamn powerful. Look, he even goes on Jo. Just seeing him goes on Jo. Doesn't even care. I was gonna take this tower down. I mean, they don't have any backdoor protection, and with the Assault Caress, the Fervor stacks, and of course the Alacrity, damage to the Troll Warlord is a bit ridiculous. He's also gonna be clearing these creeps and just gonna be fighting from here, trying to take the Living Armor out so that this tower doesn't heal itself back up. And Pubber hits on them inside the smoke screen. There's no blink available, so they can go onto him because the smoke screen, of course, is a bit too dangerous. However, there's a good burst, like beautiful tornado stop the initiation of the enemy team. Not a smoke screen. They're all stuck inside. Deafening Blast to stop the Ursa from attacking as well. And then Napaloshka's not looking for the duel. He actually just won against Ben-Hur. Josh is going to go with another burst, but Jayo's fighting alone, and even gets dealt damage within the enrage. Now they destroy him. The two cores are down. Yaj's the last core left, and if they can kill him, they'll even kill the Tomb Protector by accident, honestly. If they kill Yaj, that's game. Actually, never mind. Happy Feet will call the GG. Well played. MVP Revolution take game number 2. 31-23, minute 32, guys. It's a best of 3. The first best of 3 to go 2-0 in the playoffs, at least that I've casted. And MVP Revolution will be the ones to do it against Happy Feet. 2-0. They win, and they proceed to the last round of the winners brackets, whereas Happy Feet will proceed to the semi-final for the losers brackets. Sadly, they are not able to advance further. That said, guys, that is the game for today. We have one more game later on, but of course we'll turn off the stream because it's still an hour and 30 minutes till that... No, 2 hours and 30 minutes till that game starts. So, and we're not going to move it up, so... Geek Fam versus Nasty Potatoes will be fighting in that winners brackets again to see who is going to stay and who's going to leave. It's another best of 3. It's going to be in an hour in 2 hours and 30 minutes at 1:30 CEST or at 19 SGT. So tune in then. If you did enjoy the cast, guys, my name has been DSwordfish. Hope you enjoyed it, obviously, and do feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'll put the link in the chat itself. That said, guys, I'll also post my replays there, and I'll see you guys soon with some more Dota 2.